Okay, we're live. Hi, guys. We tried this on dental marketing tips. However, we had such difficulty, like technical difficulties left and right. Thus explains the story why I couldn't be live for the last few weeks. And so, no, guys, I was not like being lazy about it. I just literally had issues in my office where I just cannot go live. It's horrible. I live in Silicon Valley where Apple's made, Google is here, Facebook is here. I mean, you name it, we have it all. And we have horrible internet. I think they're taking all of our internet powers. I don't know what's going on over here. Anyway, today is really cool because I am starting to interview people. This is so exciting. So I don't have to sit here and talk all day by myself, but I get to actually talk with people on live. And so today joins Sharolyn, my partner. She's my first interviewer. And those of you guys who are watching, I look forward to interviewing each and one of you guys. I want you guys to comment down below, private message me, and tell me that you want to go on live with me so I could interview you. If you're a business owner or you're a person, a man and a woman who's going places, you're driven and you have a story to tell, I want you to share it here live with me. I will interview you personally and you get that 15 minutes in the sun. Okay, so Sharolyn, today's topic is what is stopping you? And when I talk about what's stopping you, what I mean by that is what's stopping you from growing your business. So I think Sharolyn, in my own thoughts, has a lot to add to this. And so I wanted to interview Sharolyn to just kickstart this one off. So Sharolyn, number one question of the day, what is stopping you?
Me personally or people that I coach?
You know what? I want to talk about your life experience. You personally. This gets a little personal. I get it, but
okay,
what in the past
has
stopped you?
The couple of top things that would stop me from my momentum, from keeping on my peak performance on anything, would be like an emotional disappointment or letdown that would kind of like throw me off. Or I might get into a period where I feel tired, I feel fatigued, or I feel lazy, I feel like I want to rest, or I feel like I maybe am fearful would be a third thing, that maybe my idea really isn't going to work, and therefore that kind of cuts into my energy of wanting to move forward on it. Those would be the top three, and those are very emotional. So if you can overcome that, if you can work your way up an emotional ladder and work yourself out of that, the ultimate, what you will find is that it's basically fear. It's fear of moving forward on your great idea, and then and having exactly what you wanted. So sometimes we are very self-sabotaging in that way.
Yeah, and one of the things that, you know, before I brought Sharolyn on live, I asked her a few questions, and she had talked about a couple of different things to talk about in this interview, and so I brought it on. And like we said, Sharolyn, and so I want to talk in details about, some of the challenges that has really become a roadblock really in growing the business or growing you as a person, as a human being in action. So talk about some of those things, that has really been a challenge for you to help grow your business.
Okay, so there's always something, right? I mean, I just got two children on their way. One is living in Australia, the other is living in California, and I thought, this is my lucky moment. This is where I can really focus on what I have been waiting for months or years to actually have time to devote to. And guess what? They all came back. They came back 2 months later for vacation. So my household is very big and very busy right now again. So it's like stuff is always going to happen. It's never going to be the perfect, situation or moment for you to make your dream or your goal or your life happen. You just got to make it happen. So you've got to find a way around it. And that's very creative and that's very fun. And it's not so hard, actually, to just move around stones, so to speak. If you look at a river, the water's flowing right around those rocks, or in some cases flowing right over them. So you just adopt the same have it, you know, and you figure out how to go with the flow and how to really just go around any perceived boulder in your path.
Super. And this is like, it applies to a lot of people, and I know a lot of business owners can relate to this.
Yes.
But now I want to talk about a specific, topic that that is very essential in growing your business. Just to start you off, to identify some goals. Okay, so like for a business owner, what is your goal? Number one, it has to be growth. It has to be that you're making a lot of money, like to the point where you're saying, I'm making some gangster money today. Okay. Like you set out and you wake up in the morning saying, hey, who's got my money and who's going to feed it into my wallet today? So Sharolyn, with that being said, is identifying your goals, is that like something that is absolutely needed in terms of keeping persistent and, keep
Absolutely.
going?
Because the goal that when you first set out to do business in and you first started your business is not your goal today. You have a different goal today, or you have a different need today. Okay, so let's just say, well, basically the goal of every business is new accounts. Plain and simple. Maybe we use the word different. Maybe it's a new client, new patient, new account, whatever. You want more of that coming in, right? So the second thing to that, and it's not in order of priority, is what is it that you love to do most? So we're a marketing firm, so we have lots of things that we do as a marketing firm, right? We can do SEO, we can do landing page, we can do website, we can do whatever, we can do coaching, we can do consulting, and we can do action plans. But what is it out of all those things that we do that we absolutely love to do the most? That's your ticket. That's your next goal. Because that's a moneymaker. And not only is it a moneymaker, but you're in your bliss, because you're doing, out of everything that you do, we're so multifaceted, we're so multi-talented, but out of everything, there's always the favorite. So if you can market that favorite.
Uh-oh, Sharolyn just cut out. So I'm going to take over this one. Hey guys, whoever's watching right now, I want you to comment down below and let me know, what are some of your business goals? What are some of your business goals that you are working towards? Share that with me. And I want to kind of talk about that as well, because, identifying goals is essentially like, it's like number one. Like if you don't have goals, where are you running to? What are you operating based on? So write down some comments down below, if you will, and do me a favor, and so that we can, discuss this. Next one in line that I wanted to cover today was mapping out an action plan. So, after you identify your goals, that's great, but now you need to sit down and really think about what you can do. What can you really, really doably, like, push yourself to the limits to actually do, to execute and go towards your goal. So, mapping out an action plan is absolutely important, whether it be, that you need a new logo, when you need a new fresh brand, you need a fresh new product, or, maybe you need to go grab some education about a particular product that you absolutely are interested in starting to offer in your business. Whatever that is, start mapping out your action plan. And then on top of which, don't ever forget social media. Don't ever forget your landing page or websites. Don't ever forget, all of those important things, and actually going out to events or to do collaborations with other competitors around you. And also, going out and out of your comfort zone to meet people, meet new people, meet new potential customers out there. Whatever that scares you, it doesn't matter. Write it down and say, hey, I'm going to commit to that. So that's an action plan. Now, the next thing I want to talk about today is just do it. Like, what is stopping you? You know what stops you is you. I realized this early on in my game, is that I gave so many excuses to myself. Just when Sean and I, a lot of you guys know, Sean and I owned a lab together for about 10 years before our partner joined on board, and I left and I started my marketing firm. But before that, I was in fashion and so on and so forth. But so what had happened was, in my business game and trying to grow the business, business, what had happened in between was I started giving myself excuses. I started giving myself, things, tasks that I need to get done way before I start growing the business. I needed to go all of a sudden take care of the kids. I needed to cook for the kids. I needed to make sure and have some food on the table at dinner time by the time Sean and I and all the kids are home. I was just giving myself excuses to get away from the tasks that I had set out to grow my business. It's ridiculous, I know, but it's so true for so many of us that I just want to state it. And I just want to just clearly state it out loud, is just doing it is the hardest thing. So for me, the biggest challenge for me of what stopped me in the midst of, running to grow my business was me. It was me. It's so insane. It's like, oh, Sean, gangster money. So Sean had just mentioned his goal, because I had said, please comment down below your goals for your business, your growth is, he said, gangster money and impact. Oh my God, that's wonderful. Sean, I'm very proud of you. And that's why I'm married to you. But anyway, so what are some of your goals? Write them down below and let's talk about it. And Sean, are you going towards your goal? Are you running? Are you running towards it? Hi, David. How are you? Are you from the US or are you from Korea? It seems like a Korean name, David Uram Shin. Nice to meet you, David. But yes, today I'm talking about what is stopping you from your gangster money plan, your growing your business. As entrepreneurs, you guys all started up with a clear understanding that you're putting into risk everything at stakes and that you are destined for higher goods. You're destined to be in a beautiful home, raising beautiful children, or whatever your goals are, but being extra, ordinary, and what's stopping you. So that's what we're talking about. And for me, my biggest challenge was me. And a lot of people, I'm sure, can relate to this because, you are the biggest challenge when it comes to growing your business because you keep giving yourself excuse. So for me, after the excuse happens, right? So I have all these reasons why I cannot work on the business. And then it started to another point where I started saying to myself, why my brain started functioning on its own. Like it started going crazy on me. After giving excuses, all these things happen throughout the day, throughout my daily operations in the business. What happens is my brain starts functioning negativity. So instead of going forward, I'm going backwards. So I start going back towards, oh my God, why am I doing this? Why am I in this business? How come everyone else is doing great and I'm doing horrible? Sharolyn's back. How are you, Sharolyn? I was kind of covering my challenges right now.
Yes.
And then, and just into a negative mode. And then what happened after that? This is most horrible. Is that depression hits. And when depression hits, you don't know how or when it's going to end. You don't know how to get out of it. You could take vitamins, you could start working out, whatever, but it's so hard to make a move on anything. And one of the biggest things when you fall into depression, like I even had a point in time, back in those days, earlier days in the business, where I literally did not even want to wake up in the morning. I didn't even want to wake up. And so keep going back to zone is my excuse. Oh, I know. Keep going back. That's right. So, for Sean, thank you so much. That depression to the point where I didn't want to wake up in the morning. Have you ever had that, Sharolyn?
Everybody has had that. That's part of being here.
I'm not alone.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you're suffering from depression. It means you're depressed. There's a difference. There's a difference when you feel no hope, or you feel like you don't know what to do next, or you feel like you're up against a wall again. You're going to get depressed. Okay, but you can snap out of that. I promise. Yeah.
So we already, while you were gone, Sharolyn, we covered identify goals, map out an action plan that you can really, really commit to.
Awesome.
Get those obstacles out of the way. And one of the biggest obstacles being you, yourself, the owner, the business, you know, you are, and get out of that negativity hat and focus on the good and go back and revisit your goals, right? Go visit your goals again and realize what you set out to do.
Yeah.
You know, go back and remind yourself daily what your goals are, that you deserve great things, that your family deserves great things, your business deserves great things, your employees deserve great things. Go back and revisit those goals. And then here's a good one. So Sharolyn, talk to me about this portion, because this came out of your brain. So just do it.
Just do it. Move into action. You know, you really have nothing to lose. If you got the idea, it's an inspired idea. If you can set out an action plan, if you can ask for help, that help will show up. And then implement. If you don't get it right, it just means that you need to shift direction. But if you don't try anything, you have no gauge, you know, as to where to go. So the way will be made, you know, the way will be shown to you. That's for sure. That's for absolutely sure. So just do it. So that takes courage, right?
Hey, I want to cover this question real quick, Sharolyn. Can you and I cover? Yes. David had asked a question. It's a very good question, David. Any good ways to reach out more customers without using too much of sales pitch?
Yes, I have to.
This is like my specialty.
And you just answered, but this is honestly the key to our success. So you just go ahead and answer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so David, a really good way without being so sales pitchy that you're just like becoming like
a turnoff.
I don't about car salesmen, because there's a lot of good people out there, but you know, without being like that, is David to bring out the value. Identify your benefits in your business. In other words, why you, David? Why should I, if I was a consumer, right, and a potential customer, why should I choose you over your competitor? Tell me why. Give me a list. What benefit do I have to work with you? Okay, identify those. Okay, and then clearly spell it out and make sure when you're doing that, you know, figuring out that list of your benefits, your values, your business values, is that you also want to look at your competition around you. Okay, if you own a lab, if you own a dental practice, whatever business you're in, David, you want to go back and realize what your competitors are doing. Because you might think that you have gold in your business, but guess what? Your competitors have been doing it for like 10 years. Okay. So that might not be gold. So what is it? There is clearly a reason why a customer would choose you, David, over anyone else. So identify the benefits of working with you. Then number 2 is that you clearly share it out. You shout it out, and don't self-doubts stop you from shouting it out. And how do you shout it out? Is you go visit new people. You meet people. You find events to attend to meet strangers. Because these are people. Exactly. Or create your own events, because these are the people that has your money. Okay. To fill up your pocket. You're not the one that has your money. It's these strangers that has your money. So clearly speak it out, whether using social media channels, you know, doing stuff like this, you know, being live. Competitors, because sometimes, you know, collaborations are key to growing your business, because they have people, you have people, and you just all network, and everybody finds a match. There's enough business to go around, trust me. Because there are a lot of successful entrepreneurs out there, you know, and you up there, right, with them. So definitely start shouting it out. That's specific, you know, when you identify your goal, your benefits and the values of your business, then you know what? Create an action plan, map out, execute, and share to other people, you know, through whatever faucets you have out there. So that's my thing. Okay. So if you have further questions, reach me out or comment below. Okay. So Sharolyn, let's keep going. Just do it. And then now let's talk about overcoming fear. Ooh, that's a hot topic.
Yeah.
All right.
Fear is the root of all procrastination, right? This illusion that, my idea is not good. What was I thinking? Where is the money going to come from? Who's going to support me? Who's going to be my team? How am I ever even going to do anything? Even get it off the ground social media wise or whatever. So those questions are going to come. We call those yeah buts. So a great idea comes in, and then as soon as the idea, like, sentence ends, you think, yeah, but this, and this. It's never going to happen, right? And so you collapse the idea. But we're here to tell you, no, the idea came in. It's a good idea. It's a solid idea. It might need some organization. It might need a clear intention, a clear final goal, and then it needs a team. It needs a team, or it needs an action plan. And then you got to implement it. And once you start implementing it, then you need to combat other forms of fear that show up in the form of procrastination, laziness, I'm tired, I don't feel like it, I'd rather go to the beach, I'd rather have a cup of coffee, I'd rather whatever. That's actually fear. So showing up in slightly other forms. So basically, go back to the great idea, go back to the final goal, and then even if you're tired, at least take one step towards it. And when you take one step towards it, you will suddenly find that you have the energy to take a couple more steps anyway. That you actually have the energy to do a few more things on it. And people will come into your life, phone calls will come in, surprises will come in, checks will come in. We've heard every kind of story from our clients, surprise this, surprise that. And before you know it, you're getting up there towards your final goal. And final goals are very delicious to reach, because the minute you reach it, you got a new idea, and you got a goal. And so then you start working on that one, because the first one is, yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
This comes up a lot. Is the word overwhelm?
Yeah.
Is that a word for business owners?
Say again? Is that a word?
Is the word overwhelm? Like, how business owners many times say, I'm overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. Is that a word? No. If I want to hear your answer first. Yes or no?
You were breaking up, so I missed a portion of it. Is that a word for what?
It's owners.
It's a word for everybody. It's just kind of part of being human. You feel overwhelmed, but a feeling can be changed. You can change that feeling. So there's a philosopher, Lao Tzu, and he says to retreat is actually to advance. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, take a breather, step back, but do not go into fear, do not go into giving up, do not go into self-sabotaging thoughts. Just step back, take a breather, get some clarity, get your momentum back up, get your self-confidence back up, and then hit it again. Life's going to happen. We're going to get overwhelmed. Kids are all going to come walking in the door at the same time.
It always happens. And trouble. When trouble times come, they come at the same time.
Every time.
For me, like me particularly, between Sean and I, it's like for dental labs, Sharolyn, I will tell you, those rush cases come in all at the same time.
Yeah. That's 5.
And it's crazy because all those rush cases, they don't just come in at the same time, but you know what? Everything goes wrong. The machine breaks down. Or something all comes at the same time for business owners. And how do you cope with that? Instead of just going into this overwhelm, emotional status and just being stuck there, because again, you could fall right back into those doubts and then thus to the depression and all of that stuff, and start doubting and asking yourself, why am I in this industry? I'm in the wrong industry. We talk about it all the time as a joke, but it's so true, right? But for me, overcoming fear is simply put, go back to your goals. Again, go back to your goals. Go back to the you started it, and don't change your destiny around. From being the successful, entrepreneur that. And then going back into fear and going backwards and saying, oh my gosh, and so get rid of fear. Remember the price, like write it down, literally, like write it down, put it on your wall, put it in your office, put it in your bathroom, and just remind yourself, I'm going to be driving this car. I'm going to be riding that horse, or my family's going to be vacationing the year, whatever it is your goal is. But yeah, just keep, your eyes on your focus on the positivity and gain your momentum back in. Bring that positive energy. Oh my gosh, working out works.
Yes, it does.
So you guys know, I started, Sean as a gift to my birthday, he had hired a master trainer to coach us and train us, building body and losing weight and all this stuff. I lost 10 pounds today.
Good job.
10 pounds today. I was 12 when I eat. It depends, the 2 pounds. You know how that goes. But yeah, we've been eating fresh. We've been working out, and then 2 days, whatever, doing other things. But we are so energized. Like Sean and I have these spurt moments where we're like, oh my God, what else should we do around the house after work? Whereas before it was like, oh my God, kids, please go away. Like, we fed you guys dinner. Is it not sleeping time yet? And all this stuff. But you gain so much energy. And from that, the momentum grows. And Sharolyn, I'm sure you felt it, in the business too, where I gained so much positive energy from working out. I would just pumped at the gym, and I would be like, Sharolyn, okay, what are we working on today? Who's got our money, and what do we need to do to go after it? And we're just like doing that every day. And so working out works.
Yes, and I've noticed that same aliveness come out when we go on our hikes in nature. So when we're at Santa Cruz, or when we're up here in the mountains, or when we're taking our retreats anywhere, in the world, I see you just shift dramatically. So, nature, fresh air, exercising, breathing, all that
Eating.
Back on track real fast.
Okay. I'm going to cover this one last component of this live chat today. Thank you, Sharolyn, for being here to.
My pleasure.
Off this interview, stuff. And I'm so excited, you guys, business owners out there, make sure you messenger me or write down some comments down below if you want to be interviewed with me, because let's talk about business. Let's talk about what works, what didn't work, what, failed, but how you overcame it. And, let's talk about business. Let's talk about how you are dealing with your business. And so we can share that to the rest of the world out there. But this last component, HS coaching. So Sharolyn, tell us a little bit about this program.
So this is easy for me. This is where I get to advocate Helen, because she does the majority of the coaching for our company. But she has limited time because it's one-on-one. And so basically what we decided to do is to run a 4, 6, or 8 week coaching exclusively with Helen to catapult really an aspect of your business. So like us, we're a full service marketer, but we want to specialize in certain areas. We happen to be very good at coaching. So we know that you're the same. You are full service lab, you're a general dentist or whatever, but there are certain aspects of your job that you are absolutely passionate about. So what if you could hone in on that, market that, brand that, and launch that out into your prospective client world and get feedback in the form of new accounts, doing what you absolutely love to do. That's the best way to be doing business. So basically we're going to do 4 weeks of coaching with you, 6 or 8, it's your choice. It's going to be with Helen. She has the most fabulous interview questions in the world that help you to identify, isolate, and really intentionalize where you want to do and what you want to do with your business and where you want to go and where you see yourself going with that. And then all the action plans in order to implement it with her super sophisticated and savvy style, as far as if you choose social media to support that, and all other manner of marketing, really. So whether that's mass mailer or whether that's any number of ideas that my infamous partner has. And basically we did a little market study on it for our own company, and we're going to limit this to 20. So it's basically first come, first serve, and then we have to cap off because there's only so many hours in a day.
Hold out.
But it's a very special deal. I think you'll be able to find it on our website, but basically the pricing we agreed upon was going to be $1,000, $1,500, and $2,000. And that's going to be an instant kind of like boost into a marketing, an area of marketing that you can focus on, specialize in, and actually implement and run with. And we know that this is the formula for happiness and success in business, and that's doing what you love. So if you need help with that, that's what we're really good at. So that's what we're specializing in. That's what we're marketing right now. And we encourage you to do the same thing, whether it's through us or somebody else. But that's what we can do for you right now, and we are absolutely passionate and committed to doing it. And I can speak on behalf of my partner because I have watched her do it time and time again for other clients. And I really just get to deliciously sit in the kind of the backdrop and watch it all happen because I'm busy doing other components of the business. But having that been said, you can reach out to Helen personally or myself on Messenger. You can go to our website. You can always message us there too, or email us at Helen or Sharolyn at helenandsharolyn.com.
Woohoo! All right. Thanks for coming in today. And guys, if you want to join me on my next interview, please comment down below or private message me and let me know. Drop a line and say, hey, Helen, I'm interested. And let's talk. Let's chat. Let's chat over coffee. Let's chat over a nice hike, whatever it is. And let me interview you and see what works, what didn't work. Let's talk about business and let's share that with the world, your experience. Okay. So until next time, you guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.